We need to just change the level of the of these keys and the respective languages. So here is a header and footer, some home product and service news about copyrights. What you saw here, this is the keys for the all of them products. This is the sorry, service and news and about, and then the footer keys, and then respective the keys and values for the English versions. And you have the languages. That's why I put it also here the languages part: English, German, and French, and Bengali. So the main application content, this is the content title of the application. So you saw the title of the application, main application content, and all of your interactions, all the registration process for that various user registration, role, plot, buildings, and flow unit registration process. That action means there's a CRUD operation: create, update, delete. You saw one of the example here. So if you try to make a new address, and just this is the address forms, and that's why I said in the next screencast will be the detailed discussion what type of forms. Is it template driven form or model driven form or reactive forms, depending the cases, the use cases for based on your features of your interactions of your functionalities. I will show you when I start the really form development and do the respective CRUD operation for your application for specific objects or features. So here's the main feature, and the map content is exactly the same things. You have already defined the keys, and then there's a buttons level. I defined UI buttons and titles, new registration, save, ups, reset, cancel, new, edit, and delete buttons. So this is the definition of the English keys that you need, and you need to be exactly same keys to the you put the keys into in the Germans. So that's, you see that there's still some part is missing. Geo maps actions until this one. Then what do you need to do? Geo map actions, a button part is still missing here. So just you need to copy. What's wrong? My keyboard. Copy. So. No, there's the English part. So there's English is there. So I need to put it here, the button part. Okay, beautiful. So that means the same thing here. And then now is leveled, and all keys is in English and German is keys same. And maybe we can look for the French one. There is still the French one's missing the button part. Just you need to integrate this one, and that's all. So delete. You see, they automatically compile successfully, even though you can change the impact of this one. And the Bengali part, I believe everything is same. So there's all keys, and you saw the changes of the levels, the Bengali levels. So you cannot read it, but I know it's my mother tongue. But he has a geo button part, and then the button actions and all respective keys is ready. Let's have a change in the English part. We have like we saw in here. So default is English, and we already changed it here. The part differences this part, and then Bengali part. You see the all information is correct. And let's have a try to change a little bit here. Maybe the keys, the user registration action keys into the button into here. The menu is properly translated, and let's have to give it to you one of the example like here. It's like some dummy value. Some dummy values. So let's have a try to DE, and then user registration. Maybe here consent Penusa. Let's call it Penusa registration actions. So So that means Microservices registration actually changed the keys. And if I go there, then it should, this is now default is English, and then now I changed it. You see the effect is working exactly what my expectation was. So Microservices registration action is working, even though any levels. If you go to some here middle name, and they call it name, and then you can change it, and then that's how it works properly, the expectations. And the French sources, maybe I don't know, and because I didn't speak French, and then maybe we can change it here. So let's check it in French version. One of the keys to change it, let's have a change in the new, this button level is need to be changed. Maybe I don't know how call it in German, in French. Maybe I say it's look like new button new, and I can say here the French part new is there. Let's see, is affected. So English is okay. Then German we didn't change. We did change this one, and French ones this is still. So it's absolutely works. That's expectations. So what you get really clearly what I mean. So that means when you start the internationalization localization, you need to be adjust your application.modules. You have to be implement your translator modules with respective loaders, and then you have to necessarily import your input directives, and then you need to define your the global class, the app.components.ts class. And this is not every time the global. If you have a really, you need to release the libraries for these applications, maybe somewhere to upload and to the sub projects, and then you have to insert this asset.folder inside your sub projects. Then if this implementation is done, I will show you how can you build your own sub projects and deploy your dependencies into integrate the dependency into the other projects. That means this is the project, this is one dependency for the other projects. That's the idea for the sub projects and then project buildings structure. So then you need to be fish here your all buttons, and this is depending on the where you are located, where you put your buttons, or drop down list is free. You are up to free where you can put it depending on your layout design. And then this is, and if I go to the HTML header and footers, then I mean if I look for these ones, you see there's HTML header and footer components, and the HTML footer components has a HTML and then header footer component HTML page, and then this is only simple, very simple constructor, the nothing here, the translation, because you already did it in the global level. So that means everything you into if you define the keys and in the respective language values, and then it's automatically work any level of your components. And if I go to the html.component.css files, and you see all the menu that I mean here, the respective menus that you saw here, the home, product, service, news, and about menus, and it's empty at the moment, but we need to implement the functionality. You see the bottom level, the changes. So here the home button is still empty home, there's nothing to do, just you see how the translation work, the pipes, the translator pipes. So these are the keys in defined into the respective languages, and then all the files and the English files, you can say order it like English, French, German, French, and Bengali, and this one. So you put it here, your pipes, and then use your keys, and then translator keys, and it works, the product, service, and keys, and the respectives. And even though here's the titles, and then each of the attribute actions means actually the action is here. So all the actions, the attribute, the table, or your buttons. Here you see that only one function is defined for all of the keys, because I didn't finish it yet, the complete form generations, and even though in the all complete CRUD operations. And then when it was done, then it should be changed the respective functions. So just the idea to the screencast was to give you really how you can very quickly and professionally and flexible way localization, internalizations for your web application. That's the idea for this